The metaverse has long been imagined as a virtual space where we can all connect, communicate, and share our ideas in a way that brings us closer together. It's an idea that has been popularized by science fiction since the early 90s, but which Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg hopes to bring to life in 2022. Here's how he plans to do it. Mark Zuckerberg claims that in this 2022, our own reality will be improved by using mixed reality technology. He explains that MR, or mixed reality, is far more than virtual reality, and it's where Oculus, Facebook's VR arm, is going. Mixed reality blurs our digital life with our physical one. A digital world sits on top of our real life. It's like a television playing in front of you, while you watch real-life happenings at home. So, when Mark Zuckerberg claims that we will be able to travel back into time, using augmented mixed reality technologies, he means we can use those same AR tools in ways we haven't imagined yet. It offers us endless possibilities, in viewing and interacting with each other, as well as things around us. Just think about how amazing it would be, if people could walk around Manhattan just looking at their smartphones, and still experience everything in New York City, just as if they were actually there. That kind of world would really challenge our understanding of what constitutes real. Of course, achieving such a perfect illusion isn't possible right now, but breaking down those barriers is incredibly important. Imagine walking into a building, without remembering which floor you need to be on, and then simply downloading that information directly to your brain as soon as you enter. Or being able to instantly tell someone, thousands of miles away, exactly what song is stuck in your head. It sounds too futuristic for our 21st century minds to comprehend. But once we do, it will feel like reality always has been that way, only better. Although some worry that true virtual reality will split our relationships with loved ones or make work-related tasks boring and monotonous, others argue that it may enhance them by providing opportunities never before possible. People will want to be with their friends and share unbounded spaces and experiences with them. Imagine sharing not just moments with your friends online, but entire experiences and adventures. These shared spaces won't just be virtual, they'll be multidimensional and impacted by each of your senses. Glasses, contact lenses, and even medical implants will be able to display everything from text messages to 3D worlds. No longer will you have to hold your phone out like a mirror to see what your friends are up to. You'll simply ask your lenses, and they'll show you a feed of their latest social media posts. Facebook recently purchased Oculus Rift, which is working on hardware that could one day allow users to view all digital content through their glasses. The combination of wearable technology with virtual reality promises an interactive universe unlike anything we've ever seen before. Mark Zuckerberg has said he wants to introduce VR into everyone's daily life. He has been quoted as saying it takes 10 years to build a brand, but only 1 week to ruin it. So now when people think about virtual reality, VR, or augmented reality, AR, they won't just think about goggles, but also how far away from being normal those things are. This goes back to Sturgeon's law, where 90% of science fiction writers predict something that doesn't come true. However, with VR/AR and wearables, many people don't know if it will work or not, so it becomes hard for them to judge whether or not there is true innovation occurring within these spaces. The term metaverse denotes essentially the opposite of universe, drawing attention to itself as something simultaneously less and greater than our own reality, less physical, yet greater in potential. For instance, there would be no data about our world in a metaprogramming language. If someone had access to any area of a computer system's programming, that person would therefore have access to everything within that system. The metaverse is created as an augmented reality by using a computer-generated environment with its users, one of its key characteristics being that it does not require users to wear any specialized hardware, with helmets or gloves. In fact, as described in Ready Player One, most users may not even be aware they are in a virtual world unless they choose to do so. In practice, VR headsets give VR users auditory and visual cues as well as restrict their movement while playing. Metaverse, alternatively, is made up of a shared space that users are free to explore and to create within. Users are able to create avatars in order to interact with each other. In theory, any virtual world its users can access is part of the metaverse. The creation of an open-source metaverse would allow anyone with a computer and internet connection to visit and contribute to it. Other users would be able to visit and see these changes, allowing for unlimited creative possibilities. Therefore, a metaverse would exist as a collaborative creation rather than being owned by one individual or company. In other words, it would serve as an open-source platform for innovation in ways that have never before been seen on such a large scale. At first glance, it appears that there is nothing holding metaverse back from becoming a reality within 10 years. Internet speeds are constantly improving with full gigabit per second (Gbps) networks already available in some parts of Canada as well as throughout parts of Asia. While internet speeds will improve over time, they may not improve at the rate necessary to keep up with metaverse growth over time. The technology to build a virtual world is already here, but it won't be widely adopted until certain requirements are met. In fact, Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg wants his company to play a leading role in bringing about a future where VR and AR technologies can connect people around Earth and across time. He believes that future will begin by 2022. In order to get there, however, he'll need engineers who are passionate about building something that hasn't been built before, and convincing them of his vision will take more than money. It will require him to prove just how important what he's doing really is. Only then will developers embrace an unproven technology and give us all a chance to live inside a digital dream. Virtual reality will create one big world. When most people think about VR today, they think about things like Oculus Rift headsets or games like Pokemon Go. But when companies begin using augmented reality, AR, on a large scale, we could see much bigger changes. This isn't hard to imagine. If you can create anything you want with AR tools, why wouldn't companies eventually design holograms of their products? Some might even print these models directly onto customer orders. For better or worse, new businesses could grow larger and faster because customers won't have to travel as far to visit them. And some believe that our reliance on email, texting and video calls has made us less empathetic, in part because physical interaction builds stronger relationships than text-based ones do. We might finally put those skills back into practice by talking face-to-face with colleagues or friends outside our local area code. Virtual reality, augmented reality, and artificial intelligence will converge to create a new way for people to experience life on Earth, one that looks more like living in an alternate reality. 20 years from now, we won't be able to look back at our current version of reality as we know it. People can enter into rooms and interact with friends, family members, or strangers who are halfway across the world. We can play out any scenario imaginable, and there are infinite possibilities. Yet it's likely that people will use their avatars differently than they do today. If you've never worn VR goggles before or have only used them for gaming purposes, there's something truly profound about being immersed within another environment so realistically. Your brain goes into overdrive just trying to figure out where you actually are. It's amazing. Really think about it. When was the last time that you had to focus intensely on looking up /down/left/right? It's definitely been a while since I was driving anywhere. I mean, my car has GPS these days. Why am I looking around when Google Maps tells me exactly which lane I need to be in? And my phone has cameras and microphones. Why stare around listening for sounds when Siri tells me exactly who called? Bottom line, if I'm not interested in what's outside anymore, then why am I going outside? Think about it. If you had fully immersive sensors working for you 24/7, then wouldn't everything feel real enough already? Yes. When there is absolutely no difference between real life and virtual space to begin with, then going places will lose its meaning entirely. Why bother hopping in your self-driving car to travel 15 minutes down the road if that same kind of content is available right at home? What happens when every single industry relies 100% on having some kind of virtual component at some point during their customer journey? No more brick-and-mortar stores. No more cable companies. No more mobile carriers. Consumers are going to be very frustrated when things take too long, everything will happen in a split second. The metaverse will change everything. The graphics and feeling of immersion will feel very similar to what we see in movies like Star Wars, Ready Player One, and The Matrix, only better. It's almost impossible to describe, but once you've tried it for yourself, then you'll get it. You'll understand why I believe people will spend more time in virtual reality than they spend on a physical couch. After 10 years of evolution, the metaverse will bring a whole new perspective to life and will allow us to live like we've never lived before. The virtual and physical worlds are about to collide in an explosive fashion. Don't forget to leave a comment below, or tell me why you think people might spend more time in virtual reality than they spend on a couch. If you like this video, please consider to give us a like, and subscribe to our channel. That would help us with the YouTube algorithm, and it will help us to keep making more informative videos for you. Thank you for watching.